Hello. This is an advanced topic, so not part of the requirements for the project or the extra credit if you are interested. We modeled the solution for the problem based on an array, and there was another option, dictionary. So the purpose of this video is to show you if we were going to use a dictionary, what would it look like. So we'll go back to, so we'll start, this is again our process. And the definition of the problem that we had is not going to change. What's changing is the solution. So really, iteration 1 in the terms of problem formulation is the same. So if I define this as, it's not iteration 7 really, I will call it a different approach. And I'll say first is the problem formulation. And the problem formulation does not change. No change from the past, from the other case. In solution formulation, we have the model and the view and the controller. The view is not going to change, so no change in the view. It's doing exactly the same thing. The model will change and the controller will change. So let's see that. So in the model, everything stays the same except the list of units. In the list of units, we're going to use dictionary as the data model, the way we model this. So what is dictionary and what's an array? Let me just do something quickly here to show you what an array is like, and you can see it in what we created. So an array is an indexed list. So if you have items like feet, inch, mile, meter, and kilometer, then this is going to be item 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's the array. So the array allows you to hold only one thing. You can have an array of strings, you can have an array of an array, you can have an array of numbers, but the idea it's indexed by already indexed, and it contains an item here. So what is about dictionary? In a dictionary, you have flexibility over the index column. So the index column is not preset for you, it's variable, it changes. You can change that index column the way you want. So instead of only having one column that feet, inch, and mile, you can use both of them. So you can call it unit 1, feet, unit 2, inch, and so on. But how would you use the fact that you can use both models in order to address the unit conversion problem that we talked about? In order to make a conversion, if you remember, we said we need a unit to convert from, a unit to convert to, we need an amount, and we need a conversion factor. This conversion factor depends on the unit you convert from and the unit you convert to, and the user has the amount. The conversion factor in the solution we had, we did what we call hard-coded it. We entered it into the code, meaning that there's no, if you ever wanted to change the units, you will have to open the code and make changes to it. But if the conversion factor is known, and I have the ability to save in 2 different columns, why don't I start thinking about saving the conversion factor with the unit? So if I save unit inch, I save the conversion factor as well. Well, this looks promising because in this case, all I need to do to add more units to my app is to add it to this file. The code doesn't need to change at all. However, there's a problem because the conversion factor depends on what you convert from and what you convert to. So maybe to address this, if I fix the unit that I convert to, so say for instance that I'm going to say inch. If I build in my dictionary all the units with their conversion to inches, what I can do, I can use that depending on the unit that the user selected from and the amount. I can convert it first to inch. Then depending on what the user selected as a 2, I can convert back to the actual unit based on the same conversion factor. So I can first take the amount, multiply that by an inch using the conversion factor here. Then I can divide the result by the conversion factor based on the from. So the unit 2. So using just a multiplication and division, I can do that. So the dictionary allow me to do this. So I can say, for instance, in an inch, I can use the inch as an index, and we call that a key, and it has a value and a value. So the dictionary is made of a key and a value. The array is made of an index and a value. So the value here becomes the conversion to an inch. So an inch converts to an inch by multiplying by 1. I can come to feet as my second key, and the feet convert to an inch by multiplying by 12. Then I can go to mile, and a mile convert to an inch by multiplying to multiplying by 63360. And then a meter converts to an inch by multiplying by, and we've done that before, 3937. And then a kilometer converts to an inch by multiplying with 39370.1. So if I save my units in a dictionary like this, I can grab the amount from the user, divide it by it, and so on. So that will be the model that I'm going to use. How about the controller? Then the controller will change too. So the controller will stay the same. We have to retrieve the amount, we have to retrieve the unit from, and we have to retrieve the unit to. But then my conversion, what I will need to do, I will first say amount as inches and use the conversion based on unit from. Then I can find the result by taking the amount as inches based on the unit 2 and multiply or divide by the conversion based on the unit 2. And that's it. That's all what I need to do. I retrieve the amount, the unit from 2, then go back to my dictionary with the unit from. So let's take an example. So if we go with our test example, the 10 feet equal 120 inch. So the amount is 10. The unit from is feet. The unit to is an inch. So our first step here is grab the amount. The amount is 10. Then apply the conversion factor based on the unit from, which is feet. So if I use feet, the conversion factor is 10. So the amount as inch becomes 10 by 12, 120. Then I use the unit 2. The unit 2 is an inch, so the conversion factor is 1. So then the result becomes this 120 divided by the 1, which is the 120, and the answer is correct. And the same applies to all the others. So in step number 3, the solution implementation, we need to, I'm gonna start a new project. Start with a clean slate, and then create a dictionary, the data as a dictionary, and then load the dictionary, the content, into a dictionary type, and then connect. Probably not, if I start as a new project, we'll do all the connections. I'll just comment out the code because the connections are already there and everything. I only need to change the convert method, the convert function, and change the viewDidLoad function. So I will go to the viewDidLoad and replace the array with a dictionary. Then I will go to convert and replace all the steps, except grabbing the units, and replace the selection steps. So let's go ahead and see why we can do that. So first, I'm going to come here and change this array to a dictionary. Or maybe I can make another file. So maybe I'll make another file with it. So file, new file, and property list. And I'm going to call this units as dictionary. Create. So it is a dictionary. And then the first item, I will say this is the inch. And the value here is going to be a number. And the value is my conversion is 1. Then the second item will be feet. And my conversion is a number, so that will be 12. Then the third one is mile. And the conversion of that is 6336, and it's a number. And the next one is a meter, and the conversion is 39. Oh, there's a 0 here. And then this one is 39.3701, and it's a number. And then the kilometer is 39.370.1, and it is a number. So the key of the dictionary, the key is always a string, and the value is the one that changes. So here I made the value being a number. Then the next step is to go to the ViewController, and in the viewDidLoad, what I will do, I will replace this unit list with a unit conversion. So I'm just gonna comment out this line and make another line, let file path equal app bundle.path for resource, and instead of the unit list, I'll use units as dictionary, and the type is plist. And then instead of this array, I will use a dictionary, but I didn't define it. So instead of units as an array, I'll change that and make it variable units, and I will say ns dictionary. So come here and say units equal ns dictionary, and initialize. It also has a contents of file and file path. So I got the dictionary and the units. I forgot the exclamation mark in the file path, so I'll add that. Now another one that I want with the units, this is the units list, but I want also the key. This dictionary, actually, I'm going to call it something other than the units. I'm going to call it the units list because it has both the units and the conversion factor. To define the units, I'm going to keep units as an array, but it's not going to be what comes from the file. It's going to be the keys of the dictionary. So I will say units equal, and I will go to the dictionary and say give me all your keys. So all the keys, which is my actual units, I will grab those as an ns array. Now my program will work fine. my program will continue to work fine without a problem because the keys are the same as the array without even doing the change in the conversion. But I want to change the conversion, so I open the convert, and retrieving the amount, I still need that. Retrieve the unit from, I still need that. And retrieve the unit to, I still need that. And I'm retrieving them from the key. I still need the result float, but these steps for the if statements, I don't need those. So I can close them by creating a block that contains all of them, and then fold that block. It's not happy with that. Oh, I think I know why, because there is this one which closes that, and this one closes the amount. So we can't probably do that with this. Sorry about that. So I can close from, I can comment this out from here and all the way to here. So the /2 stars allow you to comment a whole segment. So this segment is no longer part of it. So here is my float. So now I have the unit from and I have the unit to. So what I will do in the conversion is convert the amount to inches based using unit from as factor. So I'll go to my dictionary unit list and say, give me, I can get an object for key, which will give me the number. So object for key, and I use the key as my unit from, and then grab that as float. And then assign this and say this is let conversion or factor from equal unit list. Then I use this factor to make the inches, so I'll say let amount as inches equal amount multiplied by the factor from. So I'm converting to inches. Then I convert back to, or convert to the unit to. So I'll say let factor 2 equal units list, give me the object for key, and the key is unit 2, and give me that as float. Then I say result now will be the amount as inches divided by the factor 2. And then the result is converted to string, and then the string is displayed, and this should get our project working. And the use of dictionary replaced all of these statements that I had to do for the if statement with only those lines. Not only that, as you will see in a moment after we see this is working, that now I can, all what I need to add more units is find out how to convert it to inches. So I can come here, my test 10 feet, select feet, and select inch. So 10 feet is 120 inch. If this was kilometer, this will be the conversion. If this was, it's 10,000. If this was meter, it's gonna be an if meter to kilometer. And as you can see, all the units are converting correctly. The only change that happened here is that it's messed up the sorting of the units, which we can do by sorting ascending or descending from the array or from the keys after we got the keys, if you want. But the units are working here. Now the power of this is that if I want to add another unit, in the previous solution, if I wanted to add another unit, let's say centimeter, I will add it here as a centimeter. Then I will have to come and add another line to the unit 2 for each one of them, and add a whole block of its if statement for each one of them. All what I need to do here in this model is to add a new line and call it centimeter, and figure out what's the conversion from a centimeter to inch, 0.393701. So just enter that here, 0.393701, and this is a number, and run the application, and everything will work. I don't need to go back to the code at all. You see the centimeter here. You can enter the 10, and you can convert from centimeter to an inch. You can convert from centimeter to meter. You can convert from centimeter to feet, and so on. For each of them, everything works fine, and only thing I had to do is to add one more line to my data list in the file. So this separates the constants, which is the conversion factors, from your actual code by using the dictionary item. So that is all. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this module. And remember that the more you explore in the documentation and explore on your own, the more you benefit.